Introduction. Kamala D.V. Harris, born on October 20, 1964, in Oakland, California, is a groundbreaking political figure who has shattered numerous barriers in her rise to power, serving as the first female Vice President of the United States, as well as the first woman of African American and South Asian descent to hold the position. Her journey is emblematic of the changing face of American leadership. Her story is one of perseverance, dedication, and a commitment to justice, shaped by her multicultural upbringing and diverse experiences. Early life and education. Kamala Harris was born to immigrant parents. Her mother, Shyamala Gopalan, was a cancer researcher from India, and her father, Donald Harris, is an economist from Jamaica. Growing up in a household that emphasized education and social justice, Harris was introduced early to activism. Her mother, who raised Kamala and her sister Maya as a single parent, instilled in them a sense of responsibility toward their community and a deep respect for their heritage. This background played a crucial role in shaping Harris's worldview and her approach to public service. Harris attended Howard University, a historically black university in Washington, D.C., where she majored in political science and economics. Howard's vibrant cultural and political environment helped foster her passion for social justice, and she became actively involved in student government. After graduating from Howard, she pursued a law degree at the University of California, Hastings College of the Law. California Attorney General. In 2010, Kamala Harris made history once again by becoming the first woman and the first African American to be elected as California's Attorney General. In this role, she continued to champion criminal justice reform, while also tackling issues such as consumer protection, environmental justice, and civil rights. One of Kamala's most significant accomplishments as Attorney General was her work on the national mortgage settlement. In the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, Harris played a key role in negotiating a $25 billion settlement with the nation's largest banks over their foreclosure practices. This settlement provided significant relief to homeowners who had been affected by the crisis, and it solidified Harris's reputation as a tenacious advocate for the people. Harris also focused on combating human trafficking, launching initiatives to crack down on traffickers and provide support for victims. She established the California Department of Justice's Bureau of Children's Justice, which aimed to protect the rights of children and address issues such as child labor, truancy, and the sexual exploitation of minors. While Harris earned praise for her work on many fronts, she also faced criticism for her stance on certain issues. For example, her decision not to support a ballot initiative to legalize marijuana in California in 2010 drew ire from some progressives. Additionally, her reluctance to investigate police shootings and her defense of the death penalty, despite personally opposing it, raised questions about her commitment to criminal justice reform. U.S. Senate. In 2016, Kamala Harris was elected to the U.S. Senate, representing California. As a senator, she quickly made a name for herself as a fierce advocate for progressive causes and a formidable questioner during committee hearings. Her background as a prosecutor served her well during high-profile investigations, including those involving the Trump administration. Harris served on several important committees, including the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Senate Intelligence Committee, and the Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs. Her work on these committees allowed her to address a wide range of issues, from immigration reform to national security. One of Harris's most notable moments in the Senate came during the confirmation hearings for Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Her sharp questioning and refusal to back down earned her widespread recognition and further solidified her reputation as a strong advocate for justice. Throughout her time in the Senate, Harris introduced and co-sponsored numerous pieces of legislation aimed at addressing systemic inequalities. She was a vocal proponent of the DREAM Act, which sought to protect undocumented immigrants who were brought to the U.S. as children, and she co-sponsored the Justice in Policing Act, a comprehensive police reform bill introduced in the wake of the George Floyd protests. 2019 Presidential Campaign. In January 2019, Kamala Harris announced her candidacy for the Democratic nomination for President of the United States. Her campaign emphasized themes of justice, equality, and opportunity for all Americans. Drawing on her experience as a prosecutor and legislator, Harris positioned herself as a candidate who could unite the country and restore integrity to the White House. Harris's campaign started strong, and she gained national attention during the first Democratic primary debate in June 2019, where she confronted President Joe Biden on the issue of busing and his past opposition to federally mandated desegregation efforts. This moment propelled her into the spotlight, and for a time, she was considered a top contender for the nomination. However, as the campaign progressed, Harris faced challenges in maintaining momentum. Her policy positions, particularly on healthcare and criminal justice, were scrutinized by both her opponents and the media. Despite a strong debate performance and significant fundraising, Harris struggled to gain traction with voters, especially in key early primary states. In December 2019, Harris suspended her campaign, citing a lack of financial resources. Though her bid for the presidency had ended, Harris remained a prominent figure in the Democratic Party, and speculation about her future continued. Vice Presidency. In August 2020, President Joe Biden selected Kamala Harris as his running mate. The choice was historic. Harris was the first black woman and the first person of South Asian descent to be nominated for national office by a major political party. The announcement energized the Democratic base and brought renewed attention to Harris's career and background. The Biden-Harris campaign focused on themes of unity, healing, and rebuilding in the aftermath of the Trump administration. Harris played a crucial role in the campaign, using her prosecutorial skills to challenge the Trump administration's record on issues such as the COVID-19 pandemic, racial justice, and the economy. On November 7, 2020, after days of vote counting due to the pandemic and unprecedented mail-in voting, Biden and Harris were declared the winners of the election. Harris's victory was celebrated as a milestone for women and people of color across the country and around the world. Kamala Harris was inaugurated as Vice President of the United States on January 20, 2021. Her swearing-in ceremony was a powerful moment, symbolizing the progress that had been made in the fight for gender and racial equality. Standing beside President Joe Biden, Harris took the oath of office on the steps of the U.S. Capitol, the same building that had been stormed by insurrectionists just 2 weeks earlier. Vice Presidential Role and Impact. As Vice President, Kamala Harris has taken on a wide range of responsibilities, often playing a key role in the administration's most pressing issues. One of her primary tasks has been to address the root causes of migration from Central America. Kamala's diplomatic efforts have focused on working with the governments of countries like Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador to improve economic conditions, reduce violence, and curb corruption. While these efforts are ongoing, they have faced criticism and challenges, reflecting the complexity of the issue. Kamala has also been a vocal advocate for voting rights, particularly in the face of restrictive voting laws passed in several states following the 2020 election. She has used her platform to push for federal legislation that would protect and expand access to the ballot, recognizing the importance of voting rights as a cornerstone of democracy. In addition to her work on immigration and voting rights, Kamala has played a significant role in the administration's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. She has traveled across the country to promote vaccination efforts, particularly in communities of color that have been disproportionately affected by the virus. Her leadership on this issue has been crucial in helping to build trust and increase vaccination rates. Throughout her time as Vice President, Kamala has faced both praise and criticism. Supporters laud her for breaking barriers and bringing a fresh perspective to the White House, while critics argue that she has struggled to define her role and make a lasting impact. Despite these challenges, Kamala continues to be a trailblazer, using her position to advocate for change and inspire future generations. Legacy and future prospects. Kamala Harris's legacy is still being written, but there is no doubt that she has already made history in numerous ways. As the first female vice president and the highest-ranking woman in U.S. government history, Kamala has opened doors for countless others who aspire to follow in her footsteps. Her achievements as a prosecutor, senator, and vice president reflect her commitment to justice and her determination to create a more equitable society. Kamala's story is a testament to the power of perseverance and the importance of representation. As she continues to break new ground and challenge the status quo, she serves as an inspiration to people around the world who believe in the promise of a more just and inclusive future. Kamala Harris's rise to the vice presidency is a landmark achievement in American history. Her journey from the daughter of immigrants to the second highest office in the land is a story of ambition, resilience, and a deep commitment to public service. As vice president, she has tackled some of the most pressing issues facing the nation, from immigration to voting rights to public health. While her legacy is still unfolding, there is no doubt that Kamala Harris has already left an indelible mark on American politics, and her influence will be felt for generations to come.